Episode 8 of the Cookies and Beats podcast with your
We're back,
hosts, SeoulPark and Señor Phantom Casa.
Señor Arquitecto Casa.
Señor, the architect of beats.
Oh, Beats, what's good, my man?
Was
It's
good?
been a long time, man. It's been a month now,
I
huh?
know, man. Shout out to all our listeners for being patient. Episode 8, it's called SeoulPark's New York debut.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nueva York, Phantom. That's what they call it over there in
No,
España, right? Nueva
it's,
York?
it's so funny because every time I just see someone just speaking about New York, and I just see saying like Nova York. I'm like, dude, that's so weird. Like, what the hell?
So they
I don't know.
do
It's
they
just
do
like,
they do say Nueva.
yeah,
That's
because
dope.
because that's new in Spanish.
Exactly.
So it's so funny. Like, I don't know.
The more
But
you
yeah,
know,
man, the more you know, dude.
the more you
But
know.
yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Well, Phantom. The reason we've had a little break since our last episode is there were some pretty big events that happened. Honestly, in both of our lives. Some of the events that happen in your life, we have to keep a little confidential for the time
Yes,
being.
sir.
But we have the luxury of talking about the events that took place in my life.
Huge events.
And the first one is I am now officially 24 years old.
Yeah, like, isn't that crazy? Like, time flies, man.
Man, it's time to
Like,
retire. It's time to pull
that's
out of my
it.
401k and find a lake house to retire and drift off into the sunset.
That's it. Man's living his best life. Now, time to just go sleep.
It's time to go to sleep, y'all.
Go to sleep, man.
Yeah, I spent my 24th birthday in Las Vegas, and that birthday luck was working, man. Let's just say that craps table, a 7 was not rolled for legitimately an hour. We were rolling hard 8s, hard 4s, hard 10s, hard everything. And I know you're not too familiar with the game of craps, Phantom, as of yet. But
No,
the
yeah,
next
I haven't
time you
played that.
cross the border, I'm gonna make sure you're an expert at all these games.
Soon, baby. I'm so excited to go back to the States now that I open the borders. I can finally feel less miserable
Right. And
about it.
it's crazy how everything connects together because it's very fitting that I spent my 24th birthday in Las Vegas. And the reason I say that is because, as you know, Phantom, this whole DJ story of mine, it actually started in Las Vegas.
I know, right? It's full circle, man. It's crazy. Like,
February 2020, this was the month before but the month before COVID shut down the whole world. So it was February 2020. I was on a work conference trip, and the first night I got there, I went to Omnia nightclub, and lo and
love
behold,
Omnia.
the headliner that night was Nightmare,
Mr. Nightmare.
Senior Nightmare.
Signor.
And I kid you not, Phantom, he killed it. The set was just so much energy all throughout. And that
Yeah.
very night, February 2020, I mentally just had that thought. You know what? I want to do this. I was looking at Nightmare, just killing it, and I'm like, I want to try
I wanna be
DJing.
that dude.
I want to be that dude holding that microphone. I want to count down 1, 2, 3, 4 in the nightclub.
Oh
And
my god.
so as we know already, the story goes, I went, at the time I was still living in Chicago. I went back home and I bought the DJ board and I started learning, self-learning, and then we all know about the rest of the story, Twitch, then Ableton, then live streams and everything else. But
Now we
where it all
gigs.
connects
That's
back
crazy.
is not even within 2 years, because technically speaking, the 2 year mark would be hit when we hit February of 2021. I'm
Is
sorry,
what,
2022,
3 months
but
from now?
it was
Yeah.
a week before I went to Vegas for my birthday this past month of October 2021. I got a text from one of my buddies within the music industry, and she basically texted me saying, "Hey Harry, I think I got an opportunity for you." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "the the venue is Harbor NYC rooftop nightclub, and the Bassjackers are headlining, and we need someone for the closing set." And obviously, I was like, "Well, I'm down. Give me some more information."
Hands down.
And yeah, just that the opportunity fell on my lap, and that was for November 5th. So it was a Friday night. My set started at 3 a.m. And this is exactly what we're talking about right now, which is the title, my New York debut. And it was crazy, man. I got to Harbor right around like 1 a.m. And for the listeners that they're not familiar with Bassjackers is an EDM duo that's been around for uh, mo-
Years, a lot of
like
years.
9 years, Phantom, maybe 10.
More than 10 years. Like at least like they've been for a while. Like yeah, they're pretty known in the EDM scene. Like at
Mm-hmm.
least like in Europe, and yeah, like slowly like expanding right now to the US and like that area. But yeah, like they're pretty known in the EDM.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would even consider them like one of like the first. Like 2011, 2012 era, like
Yep.
the EDM era,
Yep.
like
Absolutely.
that
Big
how,
big
yeah,
room, EDM, that's their sound. And for the listeners that aren't familiar, Bassjackers, even though they're a duo, typically when they tour, it's really just Marlon that is
yeah,
spinning. Ralph is the more producer at home, making the sets. Marlon still produces music, but it's different traits, it's different
yeah,
strengths. And so,
exactly.
I got there and Marlon didn't get up there yet because his set started at 1:30 a.m. And I'm literally just standing right next to him and I'm just kind of like soaking it all in because I still got like a good an hour and a half before my set starts. But just seeing, the venue packed, seeing the energy, and it's just like it just brings me back to Omnia in Vegas a year and a half ago, and I'm just like, oh my god, like this is actually happening. And we don't
That's
we
crazy.
have we're not even we haven't even talked about
Yeah, we haven't even
essentially,
started.
the week leading up to the set, Phantom. We made so many different iterations of the set that I played. We completely went through front back that whole set for the whole week. We mastered it. We refined it. We made sure that it flowed. The energy flowed. And the
Yeah,
craziest thing about it, the icing on the cake is not even exaggerating. At least 40% of the set was our original songs, Phantom.
yeah, it was like straight up IDs, like tracks from the homies, like a lot of exclusive shit. Like if you were there that night, dude, we're so lucky to experience that because it was so good. I was like literally just with Harry on Discord on FaceTime, just like listening to all the tracks. I'm like, man, this is gonna go insane, like insane, and like no one's ready, like crazy, insane, like amazing, like top quality tracks.
Yeah.
Like y'all not ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all not ready.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of exciting new music that is
Yeah.
just sitting in our computer. We're, refining it, finding the right opportunities. So, definitely stay tuned for that. And
If you want a sneak peek, go
mm,
to SeoulPark's last Instagram post,
mm,
the latest one, and go peep the clips. You might find something new there.
yes,
Like
yes.
just the energy.
Do peep it because we got some IDs in my last Instagram post.
Go like, go comment, just share with your neighbors. Let them know.
Yeah, go knock on your neighbors' doors and show the IG post or just DM it.
Yo, new SP, check it out.
And yeah, so leading up to the set, Marlon is now essentially finishing the set. He killed it, obviously, hour 30 set. And I get on at 3. So was basically just standing in the DJ booth right around 2:50 a.m. I got Ray behind me, I got my photographer behind me, and Matt was there, and all my homies pulled up because
Oh
they
my
were really hyped
homies.
for my New York debut. And the last song that Marlon and the Bass Jackers played, at that moment, Marlon's manager was like, "Hey, do you want to help me out?" And I'm like, "With what?" And they had the confetti twisters. It's like a big ass, like a really long pole, and you twist at
That's
the
sick.
bottom, and it just shoots out confetti. And the thing was, you guys have to know, like, this is my debut. Like, this is my debut at a nightclub as well. So I'm mentally just like, I'm in like La La Land at this point. And when he was like, "Yo, you want to help me out?" It just like snapped me back into reality, because I was like, oh my god, like I was like in a trance at that point. And I wasn't necessarily nervous. It was just, I was so full of energy because,
Yeah, the adrenaline,
yeah, just so much adrenaline. And then, the confetti happened. But the funny thing about that was, I was obviously standing behind Marlon because I'm not trying to like get in his way as he's finishing out a set. So when I did my, like, I twisted it and I shot out the confetti, like, I successfully shot it into the air, but it ended up just falling all on the CDJ.
yeah, man.
so,
But that's you can avoid that, honestly. Like
yeah,
I don't know, like if you've been to Omnia, but like they have like confetti coming from the rooftop,
right,
so like everything goes down, and like you just can't avoid it getting on the CDJs. It's just
exactly.
like it's just the way it is, man.
And so, now I have my USB plugged into the CDJ. I'm loading up my first song, and seeing all the confetti on the CDJ in my head mentally, I was just like, "Oh crap!"
Oh man,
It's like, dude, I can't see crap right now. I'm like, there's glitter everywhere. I can't see crap. And yeah, like definitely the first like 3-4 minutes of the set, I was just I was just mentally like not there, because it was just so surreal. Like everything was so surreal. Like I'm just finishing off. Bass Jackers just finished off their set. There's confetti everywhere, and I'm playing my song, and it was just crazy. And it wasn't until like maybe 10 minutes into the set I was finally like, all right, I'm good now. Like all the mental state, like I'm focused now. I'm present. And I proceeded to just have an amazing rest of the hour of the set. But the icing on the cake that night, Phantom, was, I'll take you back to Omnia, February 2020. One of my homies I was with in Vegas at the time is my brother Justin Gray. Peep his Instagram. It's J Aces. He hosts the podcast called The Big Picture. It's on YouTube, and he's a good homie of mine. And he pulled
very
up
cool.
to Harbor, and just seeing him in the crowd as I'm now performing, it just made me so, like, it was just so surreal, because like we would lock eyes at plenty times, and it's just like to think, basically 2 years back, he and I were kicking it to Nightmare in Omnia, and now I'm performing in New York, and he's in the crowd looking up at me.
Insane. Like goosebumps, man. Not gonna lie.
For real.
Like you're
Just
like, wow.
goosebumps everywhere. And just like, and all my other homies, one of my homies, shout out Eugene, I've known this brother for since second grade, and he was there, he was hype. And just like so many people pulled up to support me, and it was just crazy. It was just the best first way to start this whole thing. Like I couldn't have asked for a better first debut, official debut within a club.
Yeah, for real, man. Like insane. Like how fast you're growing. Like it's been less than 2 years and just already kicking in clubs. That's crazy.
Right. And it was just crazy, man. Seeing the reaction, seeing people's reaction to our music, Phantom. Like that's when it gets real because you know, m- for every producer, right? You make these songs probably in your bedroom or in your
Yeah, like this is
studio.
when I make my music every day, and
You
I'm
know what I
like,
mean? And when you realize you bring that to the club and you just see people move into your song and they probably obviously because it's unreleased, they don't know the song, but when the groove is there, like people are just going to move to it.
yeah, just big systems just hit different.
And so it was just man, it was just like, man, this is crazy. So I got back home, you know, super late, probably like 6 a.m. And the thing is that this is just the first half of the story because I thought it was done right there. I thought it was like boom, there we
You
go.
thought,
And so I slept in right because I came back home super late, super tired, and at that point right like I slept in. I probably woke up around like 12 p.m. the next day on Saturday. And I'm about to head out to like go to the spa. I'm just gonna have a relaxing, healing day. And I kid you not, like I'm about to head out of my home and I get a text from my buddy again. And she's like, "Hey, are you free tonight?" And I'm like, yeah, what's up?" She's like, I got a closing set for you at Mission." She's like, "Can you do it?" And I'm like, "Give me like 2 seconds." Like I was literally at my front door. Like I was about to leave my spot, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm playing at Mission tonight. And to the listeners, the people that are unaware, Mission is essentially the biggest nightclub within K Town of New York. Like
yes,
if
sir.
if you kick it in K Town, if you have Korean friends, or even honestly Chinese friends, like and you're kicking in New York downtown, like Midtown, like you've probably ended up at Mission. And typically when there's Korean artists in town or Asian artists in general, they will perform at Mission. And for me as well, like I'm from New York, I'm from the East Coast, so like my friends and I we go to Mission all the time. And I'm just looking at the text and I'm like, wait, you t- like you're for real. So that happened, and I basically reorganized the set that I already had for Harbor, added a little bit more EDM because the Koreans love their EDM, and it was just a back to back, man. Like my set at that night started at 2:30 a.m. So it was like the same process. Like I got there maybe like an hour out from the set, just prepping and packed again. And literally, and the best part of it all was I posted on my IG, posted a story announcing, hey, last minute announcement, I'll be closing at Mission tonight. And the amount of DMs, Phantom, I got from all my buddies all around the area, they were like, Harry, you're serious? You're playing at Mission tonight? And it's just like even the people that have been, somewhat watching what I've been doing for the past year and a half from afar, like they
Yeah,
would never respond to my story or like reply to it or comment to it. And these homies of mine are like, "Yo, wait, Harry, you for real? You playing a Mission tonight? Like, stop it! Like, stop playing." And I'm like, "I ain't playing. Like, I'll see you
crazy.
tonight."
Like,
And so,
man,
man,
that's
like,
insane.
I pulled up to Mission around 1:30 a.m. and the whole set itself, right? Like it's the same story, right? Like playing my music, playing my own made mashups, the remixes that we made, Phantom. Like it was just
Yeah,
the set itself is like, and that's also the part of it where Like you and I, we're so proud of the sets that we prepared for this past weekend, which is like the set that we played. I You can't find that set anywhere because
Dude, you can't, you literally can't it's like you said like most part like big part of the set is just IDs. It's just like
mhm
crazy shit like just like and like the edits like
mhm
we're literally making edits like
the
hours
day
before the
of
set. Like it's like bruh, what are
Amine's
you?
Amine's 2.5 album came out that Friday,
Oh yeah,
and there's
we were listening to it.
the track Mad Funny Freestyle on it. You and I, we were literally on FaceTime. We were listening to the album. We were vibing, and then Mad Funny came on, and you and I were just like, bro, we gotta mash this up with something. And
We
so we
gotta edit
mashed it up
this.
with another drop, and I
Yeah,
swear to God, like we made edits of tracks that came out that day.
and there was literally fresh music, like literally like straight from the album. Literally, it was like all the music, new music,
Mm-hmm.
anything like unexpected, crazy.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, man. So mission happened. Same story. Just absolute great time. And one of my really close homies, she and her friends, they got a table that night. And like this sister of mine, like I grew up with her since forever. Like she's like truly like my sister. And there were moments where like I would look over at her table and she would see that I'm looking over and she's like waving at me. She's like, Harry, like, hi, because she's so proud of me, like, because she's seen me since the beginning. Like, she's seen me doing, DJ streams on IG Live with like 2 viewers. She's seen me, and now she's seeing her boy up on
You grow up
mission.
so fast.
Literally performing in K-Town. And yeah, man. So it was just emotional. It was awesome, and obviously that footage I will be posting very soon. So to all the listeners, I'm sure you already are, but make sure you're already following me on Instagram to look out for the recap for Mission and some other
Insane.
footage and content I have for that weekend. But the icing on the cake, Phantom, was one specific piece of footage that Ray captured at Mission, which I will be posting soon, is he took a frontal shot
Oh yeah.
of Mission, and Mission does their visuals really well. They always make sure to um, display the logo of the DJ that's performing for whatever whenever they are at Mission, with some really awesome visuals that just keep going throughout the night. And Ray got this frontal shot, and it's basically you just see my logo just slab dab. It's literally in everybody's faces, and then you got
It's
all the
literally
other
this, but like
yeah.
huge.
It's just this hoodie, but it's
It's
in
literally this
everybody's
hoodie.
faces, and then you got some crazy visuals in the back. And the video came out amazing. I'm really excited to post it real soon. And when I looked at it, all I could say and all I could think of was a like a year and a half ago. I think back to the FaceTime call I had with 3 of my homies, and shout out to Indiana. Indiana on that FaceTime call, that's when I asked them, and Justin was also on this FaceTime call. It was on that call I was like, guys, like, I might try this DJ thing, but if I try it, I need a DJ name. So like, like, give me some ideas. And it was on that call, like, after a lot of different suggestions, Indiana just spit out, like, he just was like, what about SeoulPark? And then we all on the call were like, yo, that sounds kind of decent. Like, it's got a nice ring to it. And I sent that frontal shot that we got at Mission to Indiana. Like, I sent it to the group chat, and I was just basically like, Indiana, that's you in the video. Like, real talk. Like, obviously that's me, but just this whole, like, everything that's happened regarding just this whole passion project of mine of starting DJing, starting producing, and now performing in New York. Like, it never at one point do I look at it and go like, look how awesome I am, or like look at me and give me my due, praise. It's never been that, because when I see the little wins and I see the breakthroughs that have happened for the past year and a half, all I can say is this is all just a reflection of the amazing people and supporters that I've been surrounded by for the past year and a half. And so it's like when I send that video to Indiana, or I'm playing our remixes, Phantom, it's just like this is a reflection of my greater team. Like I could not have gotten to this point where I'm performing at the biggest club in K-Town without my team and without my brothers, without my sisters, and without all the people that in the beginning, like, I might have all probably like come off as like slightly annoying, because I'm like, yo, like, hey, support me, like, hey, can you like this? Can you do this? But now we're at this point where like, I don't even need to ask them now. Like they do it willingly, or like they already know about it at this point. And so it's just like this whole weekend, it was a blur. It was surreal. It was packed with so
Madness.
much energy. And the biggest takeaway I got is, man, like, one, if I could become a DJ, a producer that performs within a year and a half, like, to all my listeners, to all our listeners, you can do whatever the hell you want in your life.
Yep, just gotta do it, man. Just keep going.
Right.
Like a lot of things happen. Like a lot of things happen. Like just like you'd be like, wow, that really happened, and you don't really think about it when you start, because you'd be like, damn, I'm not gonna reach that. But like just like start small,
Yeah.
and like everything comes true later. You just like it's like a chain, You just like you evolve constantly. You start
Mm-hmm.
small, and you like there's nothing big enough. Like you keep going, like you're getting bigger all the time. So just keep going. Like you'll get like cool places. Trust. It's just a matter of time and
Right.
like work. That's it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the second takeaway is just like you just don't know what you are able to achieve until you just start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was telling
Because
you, Phantom, after the weekend, and I was just reflecting on everything that happened. If present me could go back a year and a half to February 2020, and if I could have a conversation with my past self, and if I listed out everything that I did since and told my past self, you're going to be able to do all of this. Like, if I just list out, you're going to close to the bass jackers. You're going to perform at Mission. You're going to
next
have
day,
all these
back to back.
remixes, all these original tracks. You're going to be able you're going to be kicking it with so and so artist, so and so person. Like, past me would hear that and go, you are clearly on drugs. Cuz it's literally unfathomable, not specifically like what I've done, but just relative to what you expect in yourself within the present time.
Yeah,
And so it's
absolutely,
really
man.
just it's that whole theme of speak it into existence, and don't set limits on yourself, because as long as you keep shooting high, you're probably going to achieve higher.
Just keep shooting. Doesn't even have to be high. Just keep shooting, and like you might reach something high. Like you never
Exactly.
know. Just shoot.
Exactly. And yeah, man, like, and then recently too, I like bumped into an old friend of mine, like somebody I kicked it with back in high school, and we were just talking, and he was like, dude, like, Harry, like, how did you become a like how did you become a DJ? Like how did you become a producer? How did you like what? You know, cuz he never expected like a lot of my friends never really expected me to start doing all of this. And my response was, dude, I literally started because I was bored. Like I was so bored, I just wanted to pick up a new hobby. And that was it. And so it just really is like this thing where I just been telling everybody on my platform now, all my viewers, all my supporters, listeners, people that tune in to my content, like if there's one takeaway that I give and share with everybody that I'm able to connect with is just do it not because you want to be famous.
Yeah,
Do it
never.
not because you want to get rich, but do it because you just want to have fun.
Yeah, that's literally it, man. Like, it's that simple. Just do it for the passion of it, not for what people think about it, or like getting rich, getting
Mm-hmm.
famous. Because that's on the long term. That's not gonna take you anywhere.
Right. And another theme, you know, Phantom, you and I, and just everybody has been seeing, especially with social media, is like everybody is just following a trend.
Yeah,
A lot of people right now, they don't have a perspective, they don't have a point of view on a lot of
nah,
things. People are just going with the crowd. And I would argue when you find this this just a side passion, when you find something in the same way I found music as this expression and outlet for me to have fun, express myself, connect with people across the world. When you find that, first, obviously run with it, but as you run with it, don't do better and stretch yourself so that you're just not following trends because trends come and go. But if
yeah,
you find this self identity, no matter whether or not the trend is this or that, you will continue to stay relevant because there's no one else like you in your respective industry.
exactly. You have your own lane. Like you just keep going your own lane. You don't have to jump on anything else. That's not your lane. So that's like unique, man.
Like one thing is right now, Show Me the Money 10 is going on. And I know I introduced this show to you, Phantom. It's
Yeah,
basically a rap reality TV show, Korean reality TV show, and it's a competition format. So, you apply to get on the show and you perform as rappers. And the biggest takeaway I've been getting is especially the last few seasons of Show Me the Money because this show is like a great um kind of incubator of what the young hip hop scene looks and sounds like within Korea. And the biggest thing I've been noticing, Phantom, is like everybody sounds like everybody else right now.
yeah.
Especially the younger rappers. Like everyone is trying to sound like Little Uzi. Everyone's trying to sound like Young Thug. Like everyone is just another copy of somebody else.
Absolutely, man. Like I get that. Like just I get it. Like as a producer,
Right.
it's so hard to just create something new,
Right.
unique. Because let's be honest, you just can't do that from like that. Like it doesn't work like that. It's just like it has like a lot of time behind it. But like one thing for sure is if it's already doing something and it's working for them. Like what makes you think it's gonna work for you? Like it
Right.
was already done. It was already done. So why would you do it again?
Right.
You know. But like yeah, just like for me, for example, like I don't have a sound. I don't think I have a sound. I just like to get influences from my favorite artists and favorite genres and just like match them together into like one thing. And I think that's you don't have to come up with anything new. It's just like get influences from your favorite genres and try
Mhm.
to do something cool. Like like I swear, if more people try to do that, it would be such a blessing.
Mhm.
It would be so inspiring. Because lately, like we try to listen to music, and we're like, yo, there's nothing new. Like everything sounds the same. Like it's just pointless. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is in the same way first you can't run away from copying because
yeah,
in
you
in a
can
sense
like
whatever you end up starting with you're probably copying
yeah,
a template but
yeah, exactly.
the point that we're both trying to make is don't be a carbon copy
Yeah,
like front to back if you are just trying to sound like J. Cole. I mean, newsflash: you may get somewhat close, but you'll never be J.
no,
Cole. So why go through all of that to
why
be
bother?
to be a B grade version of the real thing?
Like it takes way more time than like creating actually like that's you.
Yeah.
It just like takes more time to try to imitate. Because let's be real, I've tried to imitate a lot of people
Mm,
like all these years making music, and I still do. I'm just trying to figure out like how they made that sound or like
right.
something. And you spend way more time, and it's more frustrating because you'd be like, damn, I don't sound like that. Because you'll never sound like that because like J Cole is J Cole, and it's you. Like you can't change that. Like that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just yeah. Like try to spend that time doing something else instead of like wasting it on something that's gonna fade out probably the next month because it's not you at the end. Because when you try to copy someone, that someone's already like 2 steps ahead.
Right.
Like they're like whatever you do, that artist is gonna be already like on something else, and you'd be like, damn,
Exactly.
but it's never gonna work.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. I think in a way um like you know me, Phantom. When I started DJing, like I wasn't very in tune with EDM and the community and like all the classics of EDM or even house, right? Like I got into it and it was step by step I got exposed to all the different subgenres and all the different sounds and
Yeah,
influences and then through all that exposure, I took little its and bits of each genre that I really like vibed with, and now it's just we're taking all of those themes to our respective DAWs, and it
yes.
creates something that in a way is like undefinable because we're not trying to copy anybody at this point.
No, yeah, we just enjoy music, and we just try to we literally listen to classical music
Right.
and be like, damn, we gotta do something like that.
Damn, I need
Or
a
like just
violin.
I need a violin. God damn it. Oh man.
Damn.
But like that's how it is, dude. Like we get inspired pretty easily if the music is good, and we
Mhm.
try to make it like into our own thing. And it's hard, not gonna lie, but
Right.
it's worth it at the end of the day.
Exactly. And yeah, man, so at least to wrap up the whole thought of like the New York debut, it's been an absolute privilege to meet all the different people that I have through each different stage of this whole project. You know, everybody from the IG Live stage to the Twitch DJ stage to the Twitch production stage to even like the TikTok stage and then honestly like the Clubhouse stage. Like there's been all these different phases and I've met all these different people
Yeah.
throughout me simply putting myself out there on social media And then some people that resonate with my energy or my drive or my vision, even though they might not necessarily be a music producer,
Yeah,
we just click, we connect. And it just
exactly.
gets to that point where, you know, it, you can't do it alone. You can't. You need a team. And you need a team of people that root for you, not because they want the good end of the stick that comes with, like, that provides the perks. You need
Yeah,
people that root for you simply because
it's
there's no
you.
other way to
Like
put it, but
that's it.
they just rock with you. Like
Yeah,
they love
that's
you as a brother or a sister, and they just care about you. Like they're
exactly.
just a simple friend. It's like fourth grade, man. Like when you had your best buddies, and you guys were all, I don't know, taking a math test, and then you got the grades back, and then you just wanted to make sure that your friend passed the test with you. Like it was just this
Yeah,
genuine, pure, um, just appreciation for another person.
that's literally how this podcast started.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Just because we vibe, dude. Like that's it. That's all it takes. Good energy.
Yeah. And when you find the right team, you will go the distance.
Yeah, man. Like the dream team makes a difference. That's for sure.
And so I just want to say again, this past year and a half, it's going to become 2 years soon here, but to all the people that have shown love, shown support through each phase of my journey and Phantom's journey, we are nothing but absolutely full of gratitude and full of
Blessed,
love,
man.
because now that we've gotten to this point where we have our respective platforms, we have our respective communities, the best thing that we could say is just get ready, because we got a lot of good music in store.
Yeah, so excited. Like there's a lot of new things coming. You just gotta put them the right timing right now.
Hmm. And I think I think this is like a good right here is like a good way to just wrap it up here. That was my New York debut. And once again, listeners, if you haven't already, make sure to follow both of us on Instagram at DJ SeoulPark, at I'm Phantom House, and also at Cookies and Beats.
Beats.
Weekly episodes where we talk about life, music, food, culture, and we just try to vibe out here on the podcast, express ourselves. And so once
All
again,
vibes.
when you ever have some new podcast suggestions you want to suggest, DM us on Instagram
Let
at
us
Cookies and
know.
Beats.
We go through all the messages.
We do. And these episodes you can find on YouTube if you're not tuning in live on Twitch. Subscribe to us on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Soul Park, no space, on YouTube. And I think that's how we're going to end it here. So we love you guys. We are always appreciative of all your support. And shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
all the people that tune in live for the episodes and everyone else that tunes in on YouTube. So we love you guys. We'll see you next
Much
week,
appreciated.
and we'll tune out right here. This is yours truly, Soul Park and Phantom House, tuning out. Peace.
Peace.